A bill at the state capitol is targeting compounded weight loss drugs. These are versions of name brand drugs like Ozempic made specifically for patients or in case of a shortage of the drug. Lawmakers want to see more transparency when it comes to the ingredients used for these compounded medications. Our Allison Zimmerman spoke with lawmakers behind the bill.
This is a bipartisan bill. Now, you likely have heard of weight loss drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Zepbound, but in the last few years, many people have been getting a hold of compounded versions of these drugs. These are drugs that are made with similar ingredients. Lawmakers say this bill is needed to make those drugs safer.
We can't ignore that there are harmful practices when it comes to GLP weight loss drugs that are putting patient safety at risk.
We want full disclosure of what's in the drugs. Consumers have a right to know what the ingredients are, and we want to make sure that it's properly regulated and approved.
Compounded drugs themselves are not approved by the FDA. The FDA gives the green light for a drug to be compounded if there's a shortage of the drug or a patient-specific need. The bill does require compounded GLP-1 drugs in Colorado to be manufactured at a facility registered with the FDA and inspected by the FDA in the last 2 years.
One thing that we've noticed and has been brought to our attention is that specifically GLP weight loss drugs are being compounded and having ingredients sourced from non-FDA approved sites. And what happens is that the consumer is unaware of these ingredients being put into their GLP weight loss drugs, which creates a risk to patient safety.
Lawmakers say they're concerned about ingredients not being clear for these drugs, and in some cases, ingredients shipped in from other countries, putting people at risk. News 5 Investigates looked into the growing market of these compounded drugs last fall and found many businesses advertising these compounded weight loss drugs. We even discovered access in person and online was not a difficult process. We also found a study done by CU Med School researchers showing how some clinics advertise these drugs, some even claiming they're FDA approved.
That's false advertising, it's deceptive trade practices, and that's what this bill is all about, to make sure that we're tightening things up and making sure that folks are getting good quality products.
Last month, the FDA sent a letter saying it's going after companies mass marketing compounded versions of these drugs. The FDA pointed out that some companies are even claiming these compounded versions are generic versions of GLP-1s. Under this bill, providers found issuing weight loss medications that violate the requirements could pay a fine of up to $1,000 per dose. The bill goes in front of a committee on Thursday. Lawmakers say that they do plan to introduce several amendments. We'll continue to follow the progress of this bill and let you know what happens. In the newsroom, Allison Zimmerman, News 5.
Allison, thank you. Continuing our coverage tonight, weight loss drugs could be just one of the reasons adult obesity rates are slowing down. New numbers out from the CDC show obesity rates are declining slightly. Right now, 40% of U.S. adults are considered obese. The record high was 42.4% back in 2017 and 2018. Doctors say what could be helping is that obesity was classified as a disease in 2013, and there's more insurance coverage to work with dietitians and to get behavioral health help. While some doctors think weight loss drugs are helping, one doctor in Colorado says she's more cautious.
I'm not sure if we can see the effects of GLP-1s yet, because although they've been around for a really long time, they weren't really used widespreadly for obesity until about 2020, 2021. And this data we're seeing is from 2021 to 2023. So hopefully with the introduction of those medications, we'll see a continued decline.
Another CDC report did reveal an alarming trend that childhood and teen obesity rates have reached record highs, with 1 in 5 U.S. children and teens now classified as obese.